Alright, so it is September already, which means that summer it's pretty much over, and that means that for most of us, or at least a lot of us, the bulk life is about to start. And for some of us, it didn't really ever left because I've been bulking since last year. Anyway, since probably a lot of you guys are already thinking about bulking this fall and winter, I thought I would just make a video on how to properly do a lean bulk so you guys get the most out of your bulk this year. So that's what we are doing today. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the YouTube channel and welcome back to another video. Now, as I said, this video is gonna be all about bulking. I'm gonna show you guys how to properly prepare a bulking phase or a bulking season so you guys get the most out of it. On this video, we're gonna be talking about the three main, let's say, fitness topics or fitness fields: nutrition, training, and recovery. But before we jump into that, what is a bulk? A bulk is nothing but a period of time spent on a caloric surplus with the main purpose of building as much muscle mass as possible. And although you don't really need to be in a caloric surplus in order to build muscle mass, because for that you only need to be on a positive nitrogen balance, honestly, if putting on size is your main goal right now, I would really recommend you to go in a surplus, because that would create the best environment possible to basically muscle growth. That being said, let's talk about the first thing that we need to cover, which is nutrition. Now, in order for you to be on a bulking phase, as I said, you need to be on a caloric surplus. A caloric surplus is nothing but eating over your TDEE, or your total daily energy expenditure, which is basically the amount of calories your body needs in order to be on a maintenance level. Now, in order to do that, there are 100 of different formulas and calculators out there, and even though I'm not a huge fan of them because they are not extremely precise, they can really serve you as a starting point or a reference, so you start understanding how calories work and you start moving into a certain caloric range in order to find your caloric balance level, and from there you can actually really set up a proper caloric surplus. So what formula should you use? As I said, there are hundreds of different formulas out there. I usually use the Harris-Benedict one, which is, I would say, the most famous and common one. But as I said, the results you will get from that formula are not a real exact number. They are just treat it as an approximation or as a reference. Eat around that number that you get after doing the calculations and try to find your actual maintenance caloric level. And from there, we will move into the second step, which is the setting the caloric surplus. Okay, before I keep talking, I just want to apologize, guys, because of this lighting change, but today is pretty cloudy, so that's why the lighting at my place is constantly changing. So I promise I will get a studio lighting soon, so that stops being annoying for you guys. But yeah, as I was saying, caloric surplus, that's what you need in order to put on weight. Now, this is actually I consider it to be a pretty important step, because you don't want to be on too big of a surplus, otherwise you will start gaining a lot of fat too quick. And you don't want to be on a too small of a surplus either. It's going to take you forever to actually gain weight. So if you ask me, which you are because you're watching this video, the optimal surplus, or the most, let's say, appropriate surplus for a lean bulk, I would say it is anywhere from 250 to 500 calories per day max. 250 calories a day would be more on the conservative side, while 500 calories will be more on the aggressive side. Just calculate your TDEE and then set up your surplus. Now, I honestly, guys, I would recommend you to set up a conservative, now the sun is coming back, a conservative surplus at first, to see how your body reacts to the surplus and everything, and then just adapt and adjust according to your progress and evolution. Macros wise, it really depends on which type of nutrition you want to follow and which type of nutrition you enjoy the most. Honestly, if you don't really know where to start, I would recommend you to set up your caloric intake at 20 to 25% of your total daily caloric intake. Now, as protein, I'm just gonna keep it very short here, because every other fitness YouTuber has probably talked about adequate protein intake. I could just throw a bunch of studies on the screen right now, but let's just keep it short and say, if you measure your body weight in pounds, eat a minimum of 0.8 grams of protein per pound of body weight. And if you measure your body weight in kilograms, around 2.5 grams per protein per kilogram of body weight. The remaining calories would be just carbohydrate. Now for that, keep in mind that a gram of fat has 9 calories, and then a gram of protein and a gram of carbs have 4 calories. So just keep it in mind when you're doing the calculations. And by the way guys, if you want a step-by-step guide on how to properly calculate your TDEE, how to set up your surplus or a deficit if you want to cut, how to distribute your macros and what types of foods to eat and everything, I have a free ebook available on my website. The only thing you need to do is to subscribe to my newsletter and you will get it immediately in your inbox. Okay, now that you know how many calories you're gonna have to eat and what are your daily macros gonna be, where should all these proteins, fats and carbs come from? Honestly, for me, if you ask me again, the healthier, the better. I'm not saying that you should eat chicken and rice 5 times a day, every single day. That's not what I'm saying. But keep in mind that we are doing a clean bulk. So the healthier your choices are, the better the progress will be and the better you will feel. So I just try to find that balance between what we would call like clean or healthy food and then, well, treats or however you want to call it, so you actually make your process as enjoyable as possible. So if you ask me, some of my favorite foods for each macronutrient would be, for protein, turkey breast, chicken breast, eggs, egg whites, white fish, whey protein, blue fish, tofu if you're vegan. I don't know, like a wide variety of high quality protein sources. For carbs, basically rice, pasta, bread, quinoa, oats, fruits, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and even some cereals or granola, for example. I sometimes have them for breakfast or even post-workout. And for fats, you could have olive oil, coconut oil, avocados, nuts, blue fish because it has a high fat content. Also the eggs, even though they are also a protein source, they also have a high fat content, and just a variety of high quality fat sources. But yeah, anyways guys, I will leave a link to a free grocery shopping list with my favorite foods for each macronutrient on the description, so you guys can go just click there and download it. Okay, now we move into the workout part. Starting off with training frequency, it all depends on your training experience and level. If you're a beginner, doing 2 to 3 full body workouts a week should be a good starting point for you. If you are more in the intermediate group, you could run an upper lower body split or even split the different muscle groups in different days, hitting them all at least once per week. And if you're in the advanced group, definitely follow a structured program that allows you to hit every major muscle group at least twice per week. And as for exercise selection, I would really recommend you to just focus on compound movements and just focus on getting stronger at them and just getting better at them. I would recommend you to track your progress on a very minimum of 3 big compound lifts, which typically would be the deadlift, squat, and bench press, and just make a conscious effort on getting stronger at them and just getting better. And just use that as a way of tracking your progress and just as a way to infer that if I am getting stronger on these 3 big lifts, I am overall getting stronger on everything, and therefore I am going in the right direction in this bulk. For training volume, I would recommend you to hit a bare minimum of 10 working sets per muscle group per week, but ideally moving closer to the 20 sets per muscle group per week. And as for the rep ranges, use a variety of different rep ranges, moving it from strength rep ranges to muscle endurance rep ranges, but staying most of the time in the ideal hypertrophy rep range, which is 8 to 12 reps per set. Now, when it comes to intensity, so you don't want to go to failure on every single set, but I would say you should go close to failure for almost pretty much every single set, because that would actually be a very general but appropriate rule for you to follow when it comes to applying the right intensity for your workouts. Like, you don't really want to go all sets to failure. You actually don't really need to go any set to failure, but you don't want to go too easy either on your workouts. So as I said, go not to failure all the time, but come close to failure. I would say 2 to 3 reps shy from failure. And I know not all of you guys may know where your failure actually is, but yeah, if you actually know it, 2 to 3 reps from failure, and if you don't, just push yourself until you think you're gonna hit failure, and just stop right away before. I know this is a lot of information about different things and topics and everything, but on the free ebook that I mentioned, I also talk about a few training concepts and elements that you guys need to know about. So as I said, if you guys want it, it's completely free. All you have to do is just subscribe to my newsletter and you will get it right away in your ebook. So hit the link in the description. Okay, now we are moving into the third big topic, which is recovery and sleep. Now, keep in mind that when you're bulking, what you want to do is to optimize your muscle growth, and you just want to put on as much muscle tissue as possible. So recovery and sleep are going to be crucial. I recommend you to hit a bare minimum of 7 to 8 hours of high quality sleep, because remember guys that when you're sleeping, that's when your body produces the most amount of growth hormone. So that's when you actually grow. And I would recommend you to include 1 or 2 rest days per week, just to make sure your body is getting enough rest and is recovering well from your sessions. Before I end the video, let's quickly talk about the psychological aspect of bulking, because I know for a lot of people bulking is actually hard because of the fat gain. And you need to keep in mind that when you bulk, there's going to be some level of fat gain. You cannot possibly gain 100% of lean muscle mass. That's not possible. Some fat and some water weight will be gained during the process, and that is completely normal, and that is actually supposed to happen. As I always say, you need to think of that as a little sacrifice for the greater good. So that fat gain and that water weight gain, it's not coming to stay with you. It's just gonna come with you for some time, and then you will get rid of it once you start cutting. And I know this is actually harder for people that maybe are gonna do their first bulk ever, or that maybe are coming from a long weight loss journey, and now they are scared of gaining weight and gaining back all that weight that they have lost. Now, I'm not saying that you're gonna gain 20 kilos of fat, because that's not true, but some fat will be gained. That's inevitable. And I know that me saying that you have to accept it, it's not gonna make you actually accept it, because that's not how your mind works. Like, our mind works based on our knowledge and our previous experiences. But you need to work on overcoming that fear of gaining fat, if that is your case, because mind shifts happen. With a little bit of open mind and conscious thought and time, they do happen. You just have to work on it. So yeah, as I said, I know that me saying you have to accept that you're gonna gain some fat is not gonna actually make you accept it, but at least I'm just saying you how it's gonna be, so you can actually start working on that psychological aspect. Once again, don't be scared, because you're not gonna gain 20 kilos of fat unless you go on a 2,000 calories surplus. But I'm assuming that if you follow what I said in this video, that's not what you're going to do. So yeah, the psychological aspect, the fat gain, don't worry about it. It's, yeah, of course you will gain some fat, but as I said before, look at it as a little sacrifice for the greater good, which is the muscle mass that you're gonna make. Yeah, I think this is gonna be it, guys. I really hope this helped you guys to prepare for your next bulk, if you're gonna bulk this year. And yeah, maybe give you a different perspective on how to prepare for a bulk, or maybe, I don't know, a different opinion or a different point of view, or if you're a beginner, well, I hope you have a plan set now, and if you don't, just don't hesitate to drop me a comment on the video or reach me out on Instagram on the DMs. I will be more than happy to help you. So yeah, this is gonna be it. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you guys liked it. As always, I hope you guys got something helpful out of it. Don't forget to leave a like, and don't forget to join the family if you haven't already. Thank you so much if you do, and I'll see you in the next one.